is the Positively Petland Show, Sunday mornings, 9 o'clock, 800 KXIC. Going to be a fun conversation with Ron Solsrud, owner of Petland, Iowa City, located on the east side of Iowa City over at the marketplace. And yeah, so we're talking about what again? The Terrier, the Soft
Coated Wheaten Terrier. If you wanted to watch what we're doing in the studio, minus Jerry, you can't see Jerry in the video. Just go to YouTube, search Positively Petland Radio Show or something in between there, and will pop up. You'll actually see past episodes. We try to make it very informational. So it goes through breeds, it goes through tips on training, it goes through, last week we went through the CDC of all things on, how can I be safer with my dog as far as all those germs that the dog does have. Their mouth is not more, what they used to say is cleaner. Yeah, cleaner than a human's mouth. That is not true. So you'll learn about that on the last show. Now, what I'm going to do is go review the Soft Coated Wheaten Terrier, and I'm going to the PetlandIowaCity.com website, and then there's a little button you push for breeds, learn about more about them, and they're all in alphabetical order. Check them out, and then I'm going to go to what the Soft Coated Wheaten, and just go through what are they like, where did they come from, and all that kind of stuff. And we'll try to stump Jerry somewhere in here on some kind of a question. So from the PetlandIowaCity.com website. The Soft Coated Wheaten Terrier, as its name implies, the Soft Coated Wheaten Terrier is prized for its coat, which is soft, silky with a gentle wave, and of warm wheaten color. What's interesting about Soft Coated Wheatens is they come as a puppy. They're kind of a butterscotch brown with a black mask kind of area. But as they get older, they go to a much lighter color. And it's kind of neat because if you look at a puppy, you'll go, oh gosh, that looks so much darker. But look at the roots of the hair and you'll already start to see the blonder, the lighter colors come out. Underneath, however, is a formidable dog that leaves no doubt as to his terrier origins. Square and medium-sized, he is a happy, steady, self-confident, and alert to his surroundings. History of this little dog, known for more than 200 years. What country do you think the Soft Coated Wheaten Terrier come? Oh, trust it.
I'm going to go with Scotland.
Scotland, Ireland, we're all in that same place. The Wheaten shares common ancestry with the Kerry Blue and the Irish Terrier, but was not owned by the landed gentry. They were the poor man's dog. That's interesting. I would not look at it that way. An all-purpose farm dog, given to patrolling the borders of small farms, ridding them of vermin, and then herding the sheep and hunting with the master. So that was a very purposeful dog there. Temperament, Wheatens tend to be less scrappy than other terriers, but they are true terriers and will be more active than many other breeds. And we all know from this show, it's a larger breed that is more active. That means that's a lot more active than a small dog with more activity because now they're bigger and they can move around quicker. They love enjoying plenty of exercise every day. They relate well to children and can adapt to the city, country, and suburban life. The Wheaten is single coated and sheds minimally, but needs regular grooming to keep the coat mat free. So with the Soft Coated Wheaten Terrier, while brushing, you're going to brush out the tangles and stuff for sure. You're not going to get a heck of a lot of shedding from it, but you will then. So another thing that we find on this show, if your dog doesn't shed, then that means you're going to the groomer and getting it cut down and all that kind of stuff. If you're looking for a low maintenance dog, you don't really want a non-shedding dog because now you got to comb it daily. You got to go to the groomer and all that. If you're really looking for a low maintenance dog, you get a short-haired, small shedding dog. And you will have a pretty easy dog. A Dachshund, a miniature pincher are great examples. The Chihuahua is actually considered a hypoallergenic dog because of it's just small. It's shedder, but it still is so small that it doesn't affect most people's allergies. So this guy is going to be a higher maintenance. It's not a non-shedding dog. It's going to need to go to the groomer, and it's big, so there's going to be a little bit more there. Was introduced to the AKC back in 1973, so it's kind of young in the AKC. Range in size 17 to 19 inches tall at the shoulder. They weigh about 30 to 40 pounds. Some people might call this a medium dog rather than a large dog. Us small dog owners would definitely say this is a large breed. Small game hunter, farm dog, so it's got that hunting lineage in it as well. Apartment dwelling is fine. But you're going to have to get outdoors with this guy. Fairly active indoors. Be careful in hot weather. And that's when, if you're noticing your dog panting a lot, and this is most dogs, if you're noticing a lot of panting, especially in the hot weather that we're coming into, you go to the groomer, get that cut down, and you're going to see a dog go like back to the puppy stage because they're going to go, oh, I feel so much better. Daily moderate exercise, daily combing, periodic professional grooming recommended, light shedding, and easy on the allergy sufferer. So that is the Soft Coated Wheaten Terrier. Is that the right breed for you, Jerry?
I like terriers. They are fun. Just the whole entire family of terriers they're just energetic, and they have a very distinct personality.
Yeah, and so you're a more of a I want to be active with my dog kind of person.
Yep.
Yeah, love it. So that's the Soft Coated Wheaten Terrier.
And the one thing I was going to say, because you said something that kind of surprised me, was so it's been around for about 200 years, right?
Yeah.
So think back to Scotland and Ireland around 200 years ago. It was the potato famine. And so that's probably where it came from. The poor man's dog is because it was desolate around that entire region. So that's probably why
I love that.
That's probably why they call it
that came. Yeah. And it's interesting on all these breeds that there is definitely classes of people that got certain breeds. There are nobility type breeds out there. The Cavalier King Charles comes from the kings, you know, kind of a thing. So that is very interesting. And this
I like the word that you used also, scrappy. I mean, they tend to be just kind of, hardy little dogs.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. So if you've got that rough and tumble boy or girl and you're like, I got to get a dog that's not going to get trampled on by my kid kind of a thing, this would be a great one for you.
Very cool.
All right, let's get into walking your dog. As far as, I go for walks. I thought this was going to be something fun. I got my dog to go for walks and run, but gosh, all that happens the whole time is that it just is pulling. Are you there? Is that where you're at? Or do you have maybe, it's not too bad. My dogs one of my dogs doesn't pull at all. And then my other dog has a little more energy. She's a little bit more of a puller. And so we've had to work with her more. And I don't think that tendency is ever going to go totally away. But we definitely have calmed Susie down. She used to just yank your arm off, and she's a small dog. So some of the first things that you want to think of when you're talking about walking or thinking about walking your dog and everything, think way prior to the walk and then start preparing for it. So whether you have a puppy or an adult dog, all this stuff is going to work. For your large breeds and even some of your really energetic small breeds, first thing you want to do is get some of that energy out of them. If you think walking your dog is great exercise for your dog, you're just misinformed on that. Walking is fine, but that dog wants to run and wants to run a lot and wants to run far and all that. So before you even walk your dog, if you're having problems with pulling, get them out and exercise them. Play fetch, run around. Something I do in my backyard with the dog that does pull, I play this whole boundary thing where I'm in the middle of the yard and my dog just runs back and forth, and I try to tag her as she's running by me, and she runs so close, but yet so fast, I can't even touch her. And so she does this back and forth about 6 times, and then she's like done. She's like, I don't want to do it anymore. Now, at that point, she's ready for a walk where she's not going to be trying to get some of that energy out. So exercise is the big thing. When you're going for a walk, if you're using those extended leads and you're having trouble with the pulling, I would recommend getting rid of that extender lead and go just to a 6-foot lead. That's your standard walking lead. You actually, with a 6-foot, can do some training with that lead as well. So those are some things on the front end.
Are you a fan of those waist leashes? Have you ever seen those?
When you say waist.
So it goes around the human. It goes around their
Oh,
waist.
okay.
They don't use their hands, basically.
I'm a fan of
They're fixed leads, but
yeah, they usually have a little bungee cord
Yep.
in it as well. I actually have one at home. I bought it for my daughter. She was running with Susie, the one that pulls. Susie is a good dog to go walk for. She's not a perfect dog. And so she was good for that. And my daughter actually found that it worked really well. Susie would run because she had some good habits already, run right alongside her. If she did dart a little bit, that little bungee cord that was in there was fine. She also is a small dog. If you're a lighter person and you have a big dog that pulls, I would not recommend that at all, because you're gonna get dragged down the block potentially. Get that dog under control, like some of the tips that we're going to be bringing out, and maybe in 6 months from now, it's going to be more accustomed. If you are a runner, those things are great. That's what my daughter was looking for: is how do I get my arms free? I'm not free right now, when you're swinging the arms back and forth running.
And really quick, just you brought up while I'm thinking about it, make sure that you're strong enough to be able to take your dog for a walk. A lot of times I see, these big German shepherds or even poodles that these kids are like, 6, 7, 8 years old. And here's this 120-pound dog that's got 50 pounds on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the kid's arm is getting yanked off. So you got to pay attention to that also.
Yeah. And this goes back to, okay, we're going to talk about, and this is what we're going to talk about now. There are preparation. There's training that you need to do prior to even getting that dog out, especially in that scenario where you've got a child walking a large breed dog that pulls. The first step in all of, and this is the key to walking, get the dog's attention. That's what you need, because what's happening the whole time they're pulling, their attention is elsewhere. It's a squirrel, it's a car, it's grass, it's a smell, it's another dog. It's just all sorts of different distractions that are coming upon you as you're walking around. So we get the dog, we go for a walk, and the dog does what it normally does, and that is it's checking things out. That's what smart dogs do. They want to know about their surroundings. They get excited about their surroundings. So they're going to then, hey, I want to go check it out right now, and pull as a result. So what you need to do on the front end before you even go for a walk is, can you get your dog's attention in a distraction-free zone? So let's just say you're in your house. Can you get your dog's attention to sit and stay with you rather than getting hyper and running around? Now, remember, go exercise, go run, throw the ball around before you're even doing this. Get those energetic dogs, get that energy out or get the edge off, and now come back into the house and stand there. And do you have a way of getting your dog's attention? A lot of us just naturally find things, and we're going to talk about, well, how can you get their attention? But if you found something, use it. If it's a rope, if the police dogs, the canine units use a tennis ball. That dog was trained to love that tennis ball, because whenever the tennis ball comes out, it's playtime. And so that's why they love the tennis ball. So a lot of us have already found something that they've done, and just you can use that. If you don't have that yet and you need some ways to get your dog's attention, treats are big time the number one way to get your dog to pay attention to you, even when there's huge distractions. I brought in some treats. Merrick, I was just going through the store yesterday, and I noticed that Coy, our general manager, brought in some new Merrick treats. Backcountry Heroes Banquet. A portion of when you buy this one goes to the Canines for Warriors. And so that's a nice thing to do. But Merrick does a nice job on treats. They make them fairly attractive. These are soft chews. I find with my dogs, soft chews, when I'm trying to really get their attention, are the best ones, especially because I can break them up so that all they need is a taste. Break them up and get one treat, and now all of a sudden that one treat is 5 treats. And then our number one seller in our store is Little Gimmies. That's a soft treat that is just hugely attractive for dogs. So getting that treat. So while you're standing in your living room, no distractions, can you get your dog's attention? If you've got them sitting and all that kind of stuff, which is a whole nother training lesson, get them to sit and get them just to continuously be attentive to you. Are there any distractions? Now you're going to work on eliminating that distraction so you can get the attention of your dog. So step one, can you get your dog's attention when there are no distractions? Maybe you need to go to a different room. So now we need to start getting into distractions and how are you going to control that dog? So let's say we're still in your house and you have another dog or your friend brings a dog over or something like that. Now you're introducing distractions into your dog's life, but you're still minimizing. We're only going to bring them on one by one here so that you can work with your dog. Walking your dog is a lot of lessons all wrapped up into one. So now let's say you're found your dog is being distracted by the cat in the house. What you want to do is lengthen the distance between you and your dog and that cat. Where does it get to a point where you can get your dog's attention back? Maybe you have to go back in that other room again. And now you just slowly work back where your cat was. And before your dog gets all hyper and jumpy and all that kind of stuff, I want you to keep your dog's attention. Use the treat when they're showing good behavior, where they're just sitting and they're paying attention to you. You can also follow it up with good dog, good dog. Give them a treat. Give them a little praise physically by scratching around their jowl area. You know your dog loves that. These are so reward the good behavior right now. Now get a little closer to the cat. Keep it going. Don't let your dog get all over that cat. Keep them attracted to you. This is what you're going to have to do outside as well. So practicing inside is where it all starts to minimize the distraction. So get to the point where you can go right up to the cat with your dog and the dog is still paying attention to you. Remember, treat, verbal reassurance, and then that scratching around the mouth jowl area. Good dog, and keep that attention of your dog. So the dog is paying attention to you, not to the cat or whatever other distraction is in the house. So now you've got that under control. Now let's add on another distraction. Is there something else in your house that you can bring on as a distraction? Do you know what is another distraction in the house? I don't know. Another dog. Here,
The TV.
My wife coming home. So just walking in the door, one of my dogs starts whimpering and all that kind of stuff. That's another great one. So have somebody, if it's the spouse, have the spouse walk out, walk back in. My dog will get all crazy on me on that time. And so I'm working on getting that distraction under control, keeping that dog focused on me the whole time rather than that other distraction. So now I have a cat in the room. I've got my spouse coming back into the room. I've got more distractions and I'm doing good. This might be as far as you're going to go for the walk for this day because you're just like, now you're like, golly, that was enough work. Know that the more you do this kind of stuff, the better it's going to be outside. And this might be a slow process. You might not go for a walk today, kind of a thing. You might have just had that exercise out in the backyard and that's all you could have done. So keep on doing this. So now let's go. Hey, I've worked on this a couple days now, Ron. I've got the attention. I know how to do it. I'm doing better. I'm going outside now. I'm going to take the next step. And so now you go outside. How's your dog doing? The dog needs to be attentive to you the whole time. You've got the lead on your dog. You're starting, maybe it's your driveway. Maybe it's, walking down the stairs or whatever it is. Get that dog paying attention to you, not the surroundings, and work through whatever distractions are coming up upon you. And sometimes you have to back away from that distraction in order for your dog to calm down and get that attention. Now move more closer to the distraction, but make sure your dog is paying attention to you. So distractions are everything. And all this is an exercise of keeping the attention of your dog. So now you're in the driveway or on the sidewalk in front of your apartment and, hey, Ron, I've got this thing under control. Things are doing good. So far, the distractions have been stationary or passive, kind of a thing. we can now introduce a distraction into this walking exercise where the distraction is coming after you. So maybe it's cars. Maybe it's you find that down the road is a busy highway. You've got your dog on a lead, and there's no danger here or anything. But I'm going to start walking towards that busy road because my dog and one of the dogs in our family does have this, golly, go crazy over cars moving thing. So just slowly go towards that busy road, but keep the attention of your dog the whole time. Once you notice you've lost control, back up, move away from all the moving distractions that are occurring. So get closer and closer to that road that's got the cars going by. Keep the attention of your dog. Hey, you've done it. You're at that busy road. Your dog is paying attention. It's even sitting. Holy cow, this is so cool. You're now teaching your dog it's all about paying attention to me because I'm all about good things. When you pay attention to me, you get treats, you get good dog, and you get a scratch on the jowl. So now you're able to walk along that road. And again, this might be as far as you're going for the day. And now you're just walking back because you're exhausted from this walk mentally and you just need to take a break. When you get to that level, go back to the apartment, the house, or whatever, because no dog wants an angry owner, and you need to be patient on this whole thing. So now it's another day. I got this under control. Now I'm at that busy road. I've got dogs coming after me. So now I've got multiple things happening. How much time do we have?
You're over by like 4 minutes.
Holy crap. Okay, you get the point of this whole lesson. It's keeping the attention of your dog. You use treats, you get verbal praise and physical praise. That's the whole focus. I think you guys got the idea.
I think they did. Well, how do we find out more about the store?
We're Petland of Iowa City, located at the Sycamore Mall, also known as the Marketplace Mall, across from Joann's Fabrics and the movie theater over there in Iowa City. Come on in and play. We've got so many things. We do a $5 nail trim. Unless you bought it from, they're a little pet from us, then we do it for free. We've got the buy 10, get one free. We just decreased all of our Kong, our Nylabone, our small animal food, hay, and litter. Come in, check out the prices. They're dropping like whatever drops fast. I don't know.
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
Thanks. PAWSitively Petland show Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock on 800 KXIC. Take care, Ron.
Woo! Thank you.